Hey jerks! Hey, I know I've been away for a while, haven't made any videos. What's been going on? Well, I had to take some time off. I made a couple of movies, well, I worked on a couple of movies. Built a set that was basically like building an entire house. Got cold for a couple of weeks there, and it was difficult to do any car stuff. Everything has been kind of just slow right now. I've been working, basically, is what's been going on. I did get an opportunity to make a new Models and Movies with a really gorgeous girl named Delara. So today's video is going to be a bit of, I don't know what it's gonna be because I don't know what I need to do. The Cumstain doesn't seem to like to boost anymore. The turbo's still in it, but I don't know why it's not boosting. First gear and second gear, I've got almost nothing. Third gear, I can get into boost, but it doesn't feel right. There's something very, very wrong with it. So maybe look for exhaust leaks and intake leaks and boost leaks. Okay, sorry about the laundry noise, but I believe I have found the problem, and all I did was I got under there, and I believe here's the problem. I got under there and I was looking at the exhaust, and I noticed that when I kind of moved the exhaust around, this exhaust was moving around way too much for being supposedly connected to something solid up there. From down in there, it was moving around a lot. So I came up here and I started kind of jacking this around, and so this is loose. And if that's loose, that means there are many, many gases coming out of here. Symptoms. Here are the symptoms of what's going on. My AFRs are disastrous. They're all over the place. It doesn't idle. A lot of times it won't idle consistently, so like the RPMs go up and down, like they'll cycle. I smell a lot of gas. So anyway, here's what I think is happening. Because that's not on there properly, because this, you can actually kind of hear it. Yeah, because that's not making a seal. Exhaust gases are getting out of there, this whole thing. So that means that the exhaust is a huge exhaust leak. It's coming out of here instead of going into here, which is spinning the which is not spinning the turbo properly, which is not shoving air into there. Now, my AFR tables, my VE tables, are saying that at a certain RPM, you're supposed to feed it a lot more gas. Well, that's all good and fine, but it's expecting more air to be mixed with that gas, so that's why it's just running like garbage. So it's not getting the air that it needs for the VE tables, and therefore it's not boosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten those bolts first and see if I can't make them tight, and if that doesn't work, then I may have to remove the turbo assembly altogether and get new bolts and maybe some sort of lock washers or something to keep it connected. Now here's my other problem. Dun, 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 dun. There's a lot of oil. And this is kind of just from parking here last night. That concerns me more than a little. I would love to know where it's coming from. I fear that it's coming from the rear of the crankcase, where I put that new filter in, not filter, but that new gasket in, and I don't know if I did it correctly. It is definitely not the main rear main seal. I did that correctly. I don't want to take this apart again. I just don't want to do it. That means I'm probably gonna have to take it to Jace and say, here's a bunch of money. Will you please fix my leaking oil problem? All right, real quickly, I just wanted to show you that this bolt, this nut down here, that's kind of finger tight. This one seems like it's okay. This one was loose. Yeah, this one's loose. Look at that. And then this rear one is completely loose. So 3 out of the 4 bolts, 3 of the 4 bolts holding the holding this conversion plate to the manifold are loose. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna tighten those and then take it for a drive and see if it works. Okay, as it turns out, all 4 of those bolts were loose, like finger loose. So I think my turbo was about to fall off. I was wondering why I couldn't get past like 2 pounds of boost, and that's because once it gets above 0, air just shoots out of anywhere it can, and it shot out of the connection between the T3, T4 plate, T25, T3 plate, and the exhaust manifold. So I hope that does it. I'm going to put the car down and take it out and see if it boosts, and if it does, we fixed the problem. Well, it seems that it has sort of fixed the problem, but when I do turn on the motor, I can feel air coming out of here, and that's clearly not acceptable. So what has happened is this gasket in here has just been destroyed. You can see there's pieces of it here, and it's like coming out right there. So this gasket has been split. So my options are to take the turbo off and then put it on without the gasket, hoping that that might mate up properly. See if it works. If it still leaks, then I can go and find another gasket. All right, so here's what I've done. I've removed the exhaust from the downpipe flange from the turbo. I've really loosened up all of these bolts right here, and I'm gonna try to kind of take this off without removing any of the lines, because I don't feel like removing any of the lines. I don't know if that's a good idea or the worst idea, but I'm gonna try it and see if I can't get this stupid piece of shit out of here, because that's garbage. Alright, so here's what we can see. Here's what's left of the gasket that was on there. We've got, it goes from here all the way around to there. Now, the other piece is like stuck to the actual turbo part here. Right there, you can see it. And there was a hole kind of between those two things, and that's why you can see all this soot, because air was escaping out of that. I'm gonna try to remove as much as I can of this from the manifold. So it's a lot later in the day because I needed to get one of these. Yeah, I didn't even want to bother trying to put the manifold and the spacer together. There's just no point, so I had to wait on a gasket that my friendly O'Reilly's had. Well, they delivered anyway, and now I'm gonna put it on. That's not what a turbo setup's supposed to look like. Okay, so that's about it. I have put the exhaust back on. This is on there real good. New gasket. Everything is back together. Now I'm gonna start it up and put my hand there and feel for air escaping. Hopefully I don't feel any air escaping, but let's find out. And I still have that annoying noise. I don't know where it's coming from, but that's gonna be another day for diagnosis. So right now, I'm gonna take it out and see if I can boost. Cumstain. All right, so I found all the turbos. They're all back. And that's what the problem was. So here's the thing. If you have a car, more specifically a turbo car, there's a couple of reasons why your either motor won't run correctly or your boost isn't working. The first thing you want to probably check is to make sure you have no vacuum leaks, no exhaust leaks, and no boost leaks. So be sure all your inner piping is tight. Be sure all your flanges are connected up real good. And you know, if you can, if it's not too hot, put your hand near connection points and see if you can feel any air coming out of there. You can also do a smoke test, but again, I didn't have a smoke test kit or whatever. I would have found out pretty quickly exactly what the problem was. So that's what I did. I fixed the Cumstain, and now it's fun again. Except for this. This is new oil that just fell out of the car, and it hadn't even been running. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be something I think I'm gonna have to pay Jace to fix, because I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of taking that transmission off. I'm tired of dealing with seals and issues like that. So probably just drop it off at Jace at Miatas and More over here in Longwood and say, hey, fix it. And then I might sell the car. I don't know. I'm supposed to get a dashboard for it, so it'll start looking pretty nice. Maybe I won't get rid of it if it starts looking nice and it's not leaking. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I know it's been a while. I hope to have some more content. I just got one of these, and I have to decide which Miata it's going to go on. If you have a suggestion, let me know. Either one of them I'd be happy with. You know, both my cars feel pretty stiff, but it could always be stiffer. That's what she said. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.